What is the first thing the forensics do when they arrive at the crime scene? They seal it off. They hinder access to the crime scene. Why? Because access from other people who aren't authorized will disrupt the crime scene. And they need to examine the crime scene to find a pattern so that they can know what to look for when they're looking for a perpetrator. So let's say there's a crime scene. They seal it off. What are the forensic investigators doing there? They're checking every detail. Let's say there's lipstick that's broken, thrown on the floor. It's an oddity. Are they going to focus all their attention on that oddity? No. It's obvious that the broken lipstick there is an oddity. But they're going to look around. Oh, there's a broken lipstick here on the carpet. But hold on a minute, that window is half open. But look at that, the dishes are broken. Oh, there are blood spatters over there. They're looking at evidence, they're looking all around them. And they're making pictures to help them later on. So when they're at the lab or wherever they are examining the forensic evidence, they form a story, an hypothesis of what might have happened based on the facts. They don't just come up with something out of thin air, they watch the evidence. They know that their hypothesis is just an hypothesis, but it's based on the facts that they've recorded at the crime scene. Now the crime scene alone is not enough. Now they need to look at the social conditions of the deceased. Did he or she have debts? Were they in conflict with someone? Were they in an intimate relationship? Now they're going to examine their social circle. So based on the social circle and the crime scene, they will look for certain suspects. That's how they do it. Now, why am I telling you this? Forensic investigators, they look around. They will notice oddities, but they don't go completely into the oddities. They will look around, they will look at the context, because a crime scene is a context in which something happened that shouldn't have happened. Forensic investigators know very well that the context is quite important. Sometimes the physical evidence of the crime scene, because the crime scene just temporarily, especially if it's in a public space, the crime scene is a context, but that's not enough, because sometimes the crime scene may point towards someone, while in fact, in reality, is someone completely different. So again, the context is important. When you are facing oddities in daily life, think like a forensic detective. Don't just be focused on the oddity, or what is this? Look at the context. And that's what a lot of folks don't do. They just don't do it. They just want to be left alone. They feel annoyed, they feel upset, and they want to leave. No, no, no. Look at the context. Check it out. As I mentioned before, the paranormal only operates in patterns, because it's only in patterns they can trap people. And their whole purpose is to trap as many people as possible. So they can only operate in patterns for them to be successful in trapping people. So when you check the context and you notice a pattern, don't ignore it. Go into prayer, consult the Holy Spirit, and once you notice that there are suspicious individuals through whom the pattern is working out, pay attention to them to see if it's safe for you to even be around those people. A lot of folks don't do this, and that's why things advance and advance against them, and they only notice that something has advanced when it's way too late. There are people that lose their lives and they end up on some crime documentary. I mean, after they've died, they become the subject of a crime documentary. But when you look at the context of their social life prior to them being murdered or prior to them being a homicide victim, you tend to think, huh? How could she not see this coming? And you may think, those people around the victim, when he or she was still alive, were they blind? Look at the context. The enemy goes around as a roaring lion, seeing whom he may devour. He can't devour everyone, but he's seeking whom he can devour. Don't be frightened by that. Be wise as a serpent and innocent as a dove. Look at the context. And one more thing before I close this video. I said this before. I need to say it again. Often when something good has happened on your behalf, the enemy comes with a distraction, with some assault or with some weird suggestion through someone. So when you receive a weird suggestion or some hindrance, so some disruption happens, don't just focus on disruption. Look around you, what else happened towards you or on your behalf. That's a mistake a lot of folks make. When a disruption happens, they go in full defense mode against the disruption without checking the context. I'm telling you, check the context. Well, that's it for now. Keep agreeing with Christ and be at peace.